Hey guys, Zuul here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Ghostbusters Plasma series Zuul, aka Sigourney Weaver. It's of course brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, as well as my good buddy Evil Villain. Click the link in the description below. Give him a follow over on ye old Instagram. Let him know Overlord sent ya, but as always, don't be a jerk or I'll bust your ass, bitch. That said, I would say, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all good old Zuul, I guess not so good old Zuul, has to offer in terms of accessories, but the bitch don't come with any. She comes with absolutely nothing except the torso for the Terror Dog Build-A-Figure, who we will be taking a look-see at tomorrow in its own separate review because I think it deserves it. It's a cool looking monster. It's cooler looking than this. This is just a white chick in a ripped up dress. Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe that's why I wasn't big on the first Ghostbusters movie. You know, with the exception of the dogs. The villains are kind of lame. At least I think this is the first movie, right? I don't want to get my facts screwed up, but yeah, man. You know, we got Slimer. I think Stay Puft was in the second one, and then we got the creepy-looking librarian. I think there was a zombie cab driver. Then we got the Terror Dogs. The cartoon from Filmation is really where all the cool monsters like Samhain, the pumpkin guy, and the Boogeyman came from. That's more my speed. I love the Ghostbusters cartoon. Fantastic voice work on that series, but the movie is no slouch. It's a classic, all right? I respect it for that. It's just been so long since I've seen it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be super into it or not, but, you know, it's got good comedy, so that's always a plus, right? That's always a guaranteed Overlord's going to like its success rate, right? But I'm taking a closer look at good old, or not so good old Zuul here. Find it weird that we never really got to see what this character looks like when he's not possessing somebody. It's like supposed to be the supreme lord of darkness in the underworld or something, and it's a white girl in a ripped dress with some crazy 80s hair. I mean, I guess this is why she had no accessories. This hair is off the freaking chain. This is how you know this movie came out in the 80s. This hair right here. I want to say she's got a disc hinge. Hold on. Alright, I can't yank the head off. It's not coming off, man. It's not coming off. I'm not going to wreck it. But it does feel like she is on a disc hinge. She is. She is on a disc hinge. I can't pop the head off. I'm not going to. So, hashtag don't break toys. So, as far as her articulation goes, she can look up and down a little bit. Rotate side to side. She does have a little bit of play in there. A little bit of tilt. Shoulders will go out. At least that one will go out that far. Goes out a little further than the other one. Single elbow. That one not so much. This one... I think this one might get a tad more. It's a little confusing to figure out where exactly the thing's supposed to be. I think I had it right the first time. Hands are on hinge swivels. That works fine. Torso's on a ball peg. Works really well. Hips, you're not going to get a lot of out with that, but if you can adjust the skirt, you might be able to get this one out at least. This one can also kick forward and back. Okay. She's got a thigh cut. She's got a double knee, even though you can't really use it. And then she does have a hinge in the foot with a rocker, as well as peg holes at the bottom of the feet. But again, the handy dandy Toddy Mac hockey puck display stand is not going to work on that. Gonna have to rig something up, find something smaller. But yeah, that is Zuul in a nutshell. I mean, yeah, it's probably the most boring figure in the wave, not gonna lie. No accessories. I mean, it is Sigourney Weaver, so that's a plus, but And the likeness is really good, as is the theme with this line. All the likenesses are very, very nice. Very premium, I will say. But, yeah, kind of lackluster compared to the rest. But I'm going to assume that she came with the torso to the Terror Dog, and that's why. So, with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Zuul, or I guess not so good old Zuul, because he, she, whatever they're supposed to be, is hell-bent on world domination, or something crazy like that, alongside the other female villain character from the first Ghostbusters movie. We have good old Gozer. We took a look at her yesterday. Check that review out if you haven't already. We'd really appreciate it if you did. And we also have my favorite Ghostbuster, and most likely yours, seems to be unanimous, Egon Spangler. So, yes, the female figures are indeed shorter than the male ones. That makes sense. Even though Gozer has heels, though. Or a little bit of edge in terms of height. But, well, Sigourney Weaver here does have that rockin' 80s hairdo. She's going to a Motley Crue concert instead of blasting the crap out of aliens for once. Said she is alongside Mythic Legion's brother Mandibulus in the infamous 11th Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone. Has ways of dealing with people who are possessed. So before this gets ugly, why don't we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and despite the fact that good old Zuul, or not so good old Zuul, I should say, here is by far the weakest addition to the Ghostbusters Plasma Series set of figures we've been taking a look-see at on the channel this past week, both not coming with any accessories for the figure itself. Again, she does come with the torso for the Terror Dog, but I am not going to count that as an accessory. I'm going to count that as a bonus, as most Build-A-Figure parts should be, right? But also, having a relatively bland, boring, and uninteresting character design doesn't do it any favors either. However, the likeness to Sigourney Weaver, like the rest of the likenesses from the Plasma series, is uncanny and is, as far as I'm concerned, the saving grace for this figure. I mean, I know it's a main character from the movie, but they could have made him look really, really cool, and instead they made him look really, really plain. I mean, there's no denying that. The figure's sitting right there, and it looks just like the movie. But, again, haven't seen the movie in some time. I'll have to revisit it one of these days. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, catch you guys later.